What's going on, guys? Snake Eyes here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a look back on certain weapons that I had showcased before. The reason I'm going to be doing that is mainly because if you guys are new to my channel, then you know that a weapon showcase is something that I do, but what you guys probably didn't know is that I've actually been doing showcases since the game has been out. The main difference though between the showcases that I did back then to the ones that I do now is the simple fact that I include PvP footage with the weapon that I showcase. Now, my earlier videos I never did any PvP, and I just kind of based it off of my PvE experience and just the stats. And this video is actually going to take a look back on the Black Knight Halberd. If you want the stats and the weapons requirements and all that good stuff, then I'll leave an annotation so that way you can check out that old video that I had did. But in this video, I'm pretty much going to make up for the PvP that I didn't show on that original video and kind of talk about it a little bit more. Now, one of the things, this is going to be an ongoing thing, and one of the things that is probably going to happen, and I know it's inevitable, is that I'm probably going to have a different opinion on the weapon that I showcased. Mainly because PvE and PvP are two different things, so what may be good for one might not be so good for the other. So if you look back at the older videos, I might say some positive or negative things about a weapon, and then when I take it out with these look back videos, I might say something different. So that's kind of something that I know is inevitable and that's gonna happen. But what made me want to choose this weapon first, considering that I've actually done weapons before and after this one, was the simple fact that I just really wanted to try it out. And in all honesty, nothing has changed as far as my opinion goes with this weapon. I still think it's an awesome weapon. It does a lot of damage, and the difference between this Black Knight weapon and the other Black Knight weapons is that it doesn't have an int and faith requirement. That was a huge plus for me, and another plus is that even though it doesn't have an int and faith requirement, you still get scaling off of fire. So that was kind of one of the main things that drew me to this weapon. Also because it was kind of reminiscent of the Black Knight Halberd from Dark Souls 1. Everybody who's played Dark Souls 1 knows that that weapon was amazing, and even though it's not as amazing in this game, it's still pretty damn badass. Usually when I do PvP sessions for different weapons that I showcase and whatnot, I record usually between maybe an hour and a half to 2 and 2.5 hours. With this weapon, I was actually able to get all the footage that I need, and maybe even a little bit more, in little under an hour. And I was actually really surprised at how well I was doing. Now, it hits really hard and the requirements aren't too much. If you're running a dex build with a little bit of strength, you can actually still wield it and pretty much have some decent scaling on it either way it goes. And being that I am very familiar with Halberd movesets, this was just pretty much another Halberd that I can use, and it hits hard just like the Halberds do. Another thing that I had also really liked, and I still do like, is the fact that it comes built in with some fire damage. So pretty much you can go ahead and infuse it with some more fire and get a little bit more of, I think you get a little bit more off the base attack damage, and you also get a little bit more on the fire damage. And then what you can do to even maximize more damage is you can start carrying around flame weapon. I don't know how effective flame weapon is past the 1.06 I think calibration. I haven't really used it, so I'm not really too sure how useful it is. For people who've used it you know, pre and post patch, let me know if they actually nerfed it too much, if it's actually worthless now, or if it's still a viable option. Let me know, because that's something that I haven't tested out myself, and I've pretty much been sticking to dark weapon lately, not resonant weapon but the one under it, but that's besides the point. Going back to this weapon, I was actually, like I said, really surprised at how well I was able to handle myself, and being able to pick this weapon up and go into PvP and still handle my own was actually something that I really like, mainly and probably because I've been so used to the Dark Souls 1 Black Knight Halberd, but being able to pick it up and still do some work, I was actually really happy. And overall, for people who haven't used this weapon, I definitely recommend picking it up. You can check out that video that I had did before, and it kind of shows you everything that you need to know about this weapon. It goes into the stats and everything. It shows you where you can get it, and all in all, it's still a very good weapon. There's really not much else I can say. There aren't any cons that I can think of. I guess weight wise it is a little on the heavy side. I think it weighs 14 pounds, but everything else is pretty much good with this weapon. There are a lot of ways to actually maximize the damage that you can do with this weapon. The thing that I did with mine was I infused it with fire, and I think I started using a flame weapon and dark weapon, but I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I've actually taken it out. But for people who are looking to do something different but still want to be able to hold their own and still want to be able to do some real damage, this is definitely something that I recommend picking up. And all in all, this is what I'm going to start doing. For all the old weapon showcases that I've been doing that I didn't include PvP for, I'm going to go back. It's going to happen on its own time, mainly because the weapons that I had showcased back then require a lot of material. I did a lot of boss weapon showcases, and there are more boss weapons that I actually really want to showcase and upgrade before the ones that I did back then. So like I said, everything is going to come in its own time. But all in all, I do have a playlist for the weapon showcases that I've been doing ever since I've been doing them. If you see one that you kind of want to see, I guess a little bit more faster than the others, let me know. Go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll do my version of a look back and kind of give you, I guess, my opinion. Like I said, I'm only going to be doing it for weapons that I didn't show PvP on. Most of my thumbnails say whether or not PvP is included, so if it does have PvP, I'm probably not going to do it, mainly because I've already done it, and everything that I think about that weapon is pretty much in there because I've taken it out on PvE, I've taken it out on PvP, so pretty much all of my ideas are in that one video. But if you see one that doesn't have any PvP in it, let me know. If you want to see it, then I'll go ahead and try to bust that out real quick, and that way you can see exactly if my opinion is changed or if it stayed the same. And in all honesty, I'm really looking forward to doing this because I do want to see if the weapon itself is as good as I had initially thought, because I'm thinking it's actually going to be pretty interesting, because after I've had this amount of experience with the game so far, being able to take a look back at what I had thought and being able to pretty much form an entirely different opinion now, like I said, I think it's pretty much going to be interesting. Let me know if you like this type of thing. All in all, it's going to take its time, but depending on the reception that I get from this video alone is going to determine on whether or not I actually do it more often or just whenever I feel like it. So other than that, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you use this weapon, and let me know how it went. And if you haven't used this weapon, I definitely recommend picking it up, trying it out, upgrading it just a little bit, because it does require a little bit of upgrade if you want to take it out for PvP. But once again, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, take care.